the human experience and what we talk about free will, there's always two choices, love or fear. My name's Brittini. It's like Brittany and Martini combined, Brittini. I am the creator, like Taylor said, of Big Pussy Energy, which is this movement of waking women up to actually the places that we've been taught to be the most afraid of and shamed of is where our power lies.
Hey, I'm Taylor Davis. Welcome to Wildly Satisfied. I hope you enjoy the show. And we're back.
Hey, here we are.
Back with Britini Burton, owner of Big Pussy Energy here in Austin, Texas, and it's about to be worldwide. You know it.
Oh, it is worldwide.
It is worldwide. I'm talking.
It actually is.
It is. I know you launched the online version of it.
It is.
It is worldwide. That's right. I can't wait to see next level in terms of. I can already see some things. I'm excited for you. So.
Me too.
I
got an hour like.
Yeah, we're like, okay, just
parsing it together.
Let's go. It's such a beautiful surrender when you're like, I finally found the thing that I'm supposed to do, and this body of work I'm meant to bring to the world.
God. I'm so happy I'm not in that. If you're someone who doesn't know what they're doing, don't worry, I've been there, and I'm so fucking grateful I know what I'm doing. Like, cause I've fucking been there. Like, I say that not with like,
haha. Not like
yeah,
that.
like haha. Like I know what it's like to feel so lost, and like, where do I put myself in this world? Because I always knew I was never meant to do what they were told me to do. Like I went to college knowing I was not going to use my degree. Like I never done a corporate job because I knew that was never for me. And so
I tried both and I was like, nope.
Yeah,
this doesn't make sense.
Just keep figuring yourself out.
Well, and anyone who's under 30 years old, if you know human design, you're not going to go shit until you're 30 anyway. Like 27, 28,
I turned 30 2 weeks ago. I feel like I literally was like rebirthed.
Yes.
I was like,
same.
They tell you you're a woman at 18, bitch.
No, you are not.
No.
You're not.
No matter what your life, I'm sorry, no matter what you went through, like the embodied wisdom is 30 because your 28, 27, 29 era is like when shit just hits the fan. We love her for that.
Yes.
But 30 is embodied.
I feel like, no, oh my God, I feel this so much. Because I graduated high school at 16.
Wow.
I went out into the world and went to college, did the whole thing. I was like, I'm an adult. And I paid for my own rent. I never took money from family, like all these things. And I was like, I'm an adult. I'm an adult. I never fucking felt like an adult.
No.
Ever. And then it was like 25, 26. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I traveled the world. I lived nomadically. It was a whole thing. And it wasn't until I hit 27, which I feel like because you're no longer in your early 20s or mid 20s, you're like 27. And there's some stigma and conversations around this and all the things. But when I started hitting 27, I was like, yeah, okay, my life is not what I thought it was gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
Started embodying a different version of myself. I started getting introduced to like pleasure in business, like sensual embodiment, feminine energy, all the things.
I was 27 when that happened for me too.
Yeah, I love that. That's so, I like that.
2020.
Right?
God bless.
Yeah, like, woo.
God bless. That was honestly controversial, great awakening.
I always look for the positive side of it.
It was a huge awakening.
Yeah, we literally went inside and then went internally. And we're like, okay, let's fuck some shit up.
But the thing is, you get to choose. You always have the
sovereignty,
and that's free will. We all have free will, and so you, during that period, just illuminated the choices that you made during that time of internalization.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that we're getting into this anyway, like right away in this context, because let's talk about feminine sensuality.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
And leadership. Because feminine leadership, guys, we are taking the world by storm in so many different ways. We are definitely entering a new era. And I want to know, first off, let's start with this question. What does feminine leadership mean to you?
Feminine leadership to me is a woman who's connected to her body. Feminine leadership is truly that woman, and this is so cliche, but it's fucking real. The woman that walks into a room, and you never hear an example about a man, right? It's always the woman who walks into the room, she's silent, but everyone just follows her. Because there's just something about her that magnetizes you to her, and not from like a sexual desire like lust, but from like, oh, she's powerful. That's feminine embodied leadership. It's a woman who knows who she is and leads with that knowing through her body, not through her voice.
I love that because the embodiment.
It's the embodiment.
If you weren't going to say it, I was like right there because you know the part in Game of Thrones. Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
I didn't.
Okay, well, there's an episode. I'll just send you this one scene. I'll find a reel and be like, this was the scene.
Yeah.
There's a scene where Joffrey goes, I am the king.
Right.
And then his
like whatever
grandfather turned to him and was like, anyone who has to say I am the king is not a true king. So when I think about embodiment and the woman you were just describing, because I totally resonate with that. Whenever I see a woman that walks into a room and she's very like, I'm not using the demure and mindful thing, but she's very like
put together.
There's this strength to her. There's this kindness to her. There's this badassness to her.
Yeah.
But it's not overly like you have to be this exuberant person or anything like that. I feel like a lot of the, characters and things that I was shown growing up in terms of what the feminine was like this wildness that I was like, I'm not that.
Which I was.
I know. Well, and not even like, and some were like, oh my God, the popular girl.
Yeah.
I was definitely not that either. So there's so interesting to me to see all the different like versions of the feminine and what sensuality looks like and what leadership looks like. Because it's not just going to be one thing. There's not just one version of feminine leadership, but there is an underlying energy like of what you're talking about. And I love that.
Yeah. And I think what makes any true leader a true leader is someone that people trust. Because anyone can tell you what to do, but not everyone's going to listen.
And with integrity. Like
they need to feel that they can trust you,
Yes.
that you have their highest good in mind, and that's through trusting yourself.
Yeah. And you're not just out for yourself either. There's been a massive shift, I think, in the last couple of years as more women are embracing their like embodiment and their power and their pleasure and their sensuality, where it's like, oh, we're switching from transactional relationships to like truly connected, deep relationships, which I think is what's making us even more powerful, owning who we are and then connecting with one another, which I think is just wonderful. So, oh my God, I could go on all day about that. But yeah, let's dive into leading with sensuality. So you were about to go off in an earlier episode about sensuality.
Well, here's the thing is like, you don't even have to think about lead with your sensuality, but there's a quote that I love by Mama Gina. And it's just kind of the umbrella of why connecting to your sensuality and to your femininity is so important, because her quote is, a woman who owns her pussy owns her life.
That's right.
And that's that embodiment of that woman who walks in the room. That woman owns her pussy. Like she owns every aspect of her. When you think of a confident, embodied woman, she owns everything. And that's including her pussy, including her sensuality, including her power. And so when you take out sensuality from a woman, what's left? It's like, there's like this lifelessness.
The first word that came to mind was shell.
Right. It's like a woman like might have the blonde hair, might have the big boobs, the big butt, but there's like this lifelessness that's within her. A woman who owns her sensuality doesn't need to look a certain way, doesn't have a certain body type. It's this ownership of self, right? Like Lizzo, she's a great example of someone who just owns her sensuality, owns herself, and she's this beautiful woman. And so sensuality is just the thing that has been missing in our culture since the patriarchy took over. And having a woman connect to herself through her sensual energy is like connecting to that last like bracket of herself. Like if there's like a line, it's like there's a bracket that gets missing. And I like to say self-help books, love them. They've helped me a lot, but they're not going to teach you confidence.
No.
That's the mind. Self-help books, in any book, podcast, even this, it's mind. It helps you understand.
And see new possibility.
Yeah.
But
understanding is the masculine.
Yep.
It's logic. But to actually embody yourself, that is through your body. And so sensuality is, all that sensuality is like your five senses, and it's slowing down. It's really slowing down. So if I was like, if you put your hands all over your body fast, you would just be like, you just look kind of crazy. But if I did the exact same thing and slowed it 10x down, that automatically becomes a sensual experience because you're able to feel everything. And sensuality for me, how that's reflected into my life is that, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not that girl that's like I smell the strawberries and they smell so, like, I've never been like that. And that's why I call big pussy energy, because it's so loud and big. It's not the feminine that you see in the spiritual realm. It's like, I'm not that. And that's why I create what I create, because I was like, I'm not that.
I love this. Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole thing. If you feel like you're not like the feminine doesn't attract to you, bitch, it doesn't attract to me either, because you're so much more than just that.
And also because the ideas of what we had as feminine is so
like
one-dimensional. It's like you have to be quiet and you have to be, and it's like, oh, she's Snow White that's playing with all the birds and everything.
Yeah, like,
and it's like
frolicking.
It's like, no, those were through someone else's lens.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, this is a great example. If you go and read fucking fantasy books or have fantasy TV shows written by women, women are like, freaking warriors and like all these things, bringing in the different energies. And it's when you have a different version of sensuality, it's not just one version. It's not just you getting on your hands and knees and like, or when like, I'm going to savor the strawberries and the smells and things like that. That's not what that is. It's very like one-dimensional for me. Because I too did not resonate with that.
No, I'm like, this is boring. I can't be like, that's not me.
Yeah. So what's your version of it, right?
Yeah, that's such a good question, because it's like, I think my version of it is more of just feeling everything. Like what we talked about in the first episode of like just feeling your feelings and feeling your body and finding a home base within yourself versus looking outside yourself. So sensuality for me has been like a pillar for me to connect to myself without having to reach, which I do all the time. Like, I'm not perfect. Like, phone a friend is my go-to. And so, but at least I have like the foundation within myself, whereas before I didn't have even a freaking nail to the foundation at all.
Yeah, I get that, because I definitely, another part of my story is when I was really young, I was sick. I was sick like my entire childhood. And so when I got into my early 20s and things like that, I ended up not having any connection to my body. Like, it was a very unsafe place to be. Yeah. And in the last couple of years, I was like, okay, I can go and be naked in front of the mirror by myself. Like, just certain things that I didn't recognize were part of like a trauma response. Yeah. It was very interesting. And so reconnecting to my sensuality looked different from somebody else's. Some people can be like, oh yeah, I'm good. They take off the clothes and they're good in front of other people. I had to warm up. And so part of why I wanted to bring this up is because like your version of sensuality and your path to it, it's not one way. No. And this idea of what sensuality is and this idea of what the feminine is and how we lead as the feminine, all the things, we have very little, I call them portals of possibility. We have very little examples and models and ways of being, because honestly, we haven't had ways to speak and to be seen. We talked about censorship in another one of the episodes. And so it's like, immerse yourself in different experiences so you can find what resonates for you. Because I'm going to guess that you will say this too. You don't want anybody to come to Big Pussy Energy and be like, I'm going to be exactly like Brittini. And it's like, no, bitch, like, you gotta find yours and just kind of move with it and go from there. Because I'm the same way. It's like, find what your version of sensuality is.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day with BPE is like, sensuality is the tool for you to connect to yourself. It's not the end all be all. I use sensuality as a way for you to access who you truly are, because we live in a world that, like I mentioned, wants you to look outside yourself for those answers. Like, my story was looking outside myself in relationships and in men that fell flat. We look outside ourselves for health with doctors and the government and all the things. And so when you actually recognize that, oh, I'm actually much more powerful than I believed, that's that unwavering confidence that you can't be taught. You just need to know within. Yeah. And sensuality is the tool that brings you there.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like an identity. It's a tool.
It's a tool.
You're not going to finally be a sensual woman. No. You already are a sensual woman.
Yeah, yeah.
I hear that a lot. People are like, I'm not sensual. And I'm like, yeah, what? Yes, it's just not unlocked yet. Yeah. It's just a journey that you have to go on. And like, whenever you're ready to experience what that tool is and then find your version of it, which I really appreciate. I love that. I always say like pleasurable processes is the fastest way to like move through something. And so what are some pleasurable processes that you have beyond BPE in your life? So like a good example of that for me is I love coffee. I will talk about this till the day I die. I started shifting how I looked at my life to be more like as a tool for sensuality and a tool for pleasure. I started looking at like the most mundane things, and I was like, how can I make this pleasurable? So like coffee, I like a drip brewed coffee maker from Walmart, and I was like, okay, turn on energy, like tell me what it is that I want for this boring ass piece of my life. And then I went into this thing, turn on vision, that I put together for like clients and for myself, and what I saw was like this beautiful espresso coffee maker situation, and I was like,
already.
I know, and I was like, oh, pleasurable process, okay. And then it was like the best $600 I've ever spent. I was like, I can't believe
you have an espresso machine.
I do. I'll make you a coffee downstairs if you want.
You have a latte. Like,
I do. I can make you a latte.
Bitch, I pay $8 I'm not kidding, every day for a latte.
I will literally make you one downstairs.
Like $200 a month for coffee.
Oh no, it's the best thing I've ever.
I'm
literally
so excited.
I will teach you how to make one if you want to go buy one.
This is insane. Okay, this brought a whole new experience to me now.
Yes, I'm happy. I even have decaf downstairs because I'm like, I like having, it's such a different taste, and so like pleasurable process.
Yeah.
Something I tell my clients, and I was like, cool, if you don't want to do social media or you don't want to do something like that, like, can we make it sensual? Can we make it pleasurable? Turn it the fuck on. So do you have anything like that, or anything in your life where you're like,
are you asking, do I have something that I don't inherently like but I turn on to like it, or just things that I like?
Both. Give me both.
I think my biggest anchor points are definitely embodiment. Like, I do sensual embodiment every single day. And I also made a freebie, so we can put it here, but like a 10-minute morning routine. I call it morning routine. You don't have to do it in the morning, but I think the best way to start your day is in the energy you want to lead with. And so connecting to your sensuality, your turn on, your power, your confidence, and that like, I know who the fuck I am energy is the best way to start. And so I start my day like that, and then walking in nature. It's so cliche, but it's literally the best tool, because like there's no excuse. It's there, it's free.
Yeah,
it's for you. It's very meant for you.
It's grounding. It's great for your body.
It's also feminine, right? Nature is feminine.
Yes.
So those are like my anchor points.
I love those.
Yeah. And then something that I've done I've like turned up is I do money dates.
Oh, I love money dates. What's your version of a money date?
I do it now. I've created it because I just did it like on a random day, but I already had like a ritual in my Sunday, so I just added it to my Sunday ritual. So my Sunday ritual is I go to yoga, and then the yoga place I go right next door is a coffee shop. So I go to yoga, and then I go to the coffee shop. I drink my coffee that I love there. I get the same one. And then I do my money date, and it takes like an hour. And, you know, I own my own business, so I have to do the expenses. So I look at my budget, see how much I spent in that week. And then I'm now catching up. So I'm doing a different month each week of like what I spent. And so it's literally just looking at how much I spent and then doing my expenses for taxes at the end of the year. And it's just so pleasurable because it's kind of part of my morning that I already held so sacredly. And I also don't go on IG on Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like a whole day of just like self-love.
I love that you took something that was like, oh, I could just sit at home and be on the computer.
But I won't.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I haven't done it in 6 months, so I literally have to catch up every week.
Yeah.
With a whole month.
But even like, I love that you took a process that could have been so fucking boring and was just like, no, I'm going to make this pleasurable without maybe consciously thinking about it.
And I call it a date. I learned this from my friend Leola. I call it a date because money is the masculine. And so instead of it, no matter what your money stories are and like how much is in the account or where you feel you should or where you want to be, it's like you're having a date with the money that you've created as an entrepreneur, that you create with your job, and seeing it as like sending gratitude towards it. Like you're taking it out. Like, thank you.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love that. I love pleasurable processes, just infusing anything like that into your life, because I know for me, like especially with business, you can get really burned out. You can get, there's so much online and what we see in terms of what business is supposed to be.
Where you should be.
You should be, other people's ideas of what it could be. And something that I often talk, like this is one of the core foundation things that I teach is like a feminine based business. And I'm like, you need to infuse pleasure in as many things as possible.
And pleasure doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna finger yourself every single day. Let's just like call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Like, cause like before, I mean, even when I was in BPE and people talked about it, I was like, what does that mean? I have to orgasm every day? And that's not what that means. We the human experience and what we talk about free will, there's always two choices, love or fear. And so pleasure is part of the range of love. And so you always have a choice to find something that you don't like, miserable, and like become victim to it. Like, oh, I don't fucking like this. I don't want to do this. Or it's like, oh, I get to do this. And how do you find pleasure in it?
Yeah.
Like turn it on, and you have the power to do that. It's a choice that you get to make. And that's how powerful you are. You get to choose how you show up for yourself in this life.
Choice is power. And you have that so much. And I feel like too, I'm just going to drop this here. I feel like I'll go deeper on it in another episode. We can talk about it for a second too. But something I discovered, have you ever thought about like pleasure-based marketing? And have you ever heard any of those?
Yeah, so pain points, you talk about pleasure points.
Well, I had this like download one night and I was like, okay, I started like mapping it out because they say that there's 4 ways to sell to people. And it's like time, effort, pain, pleasure. Like those are the 4. And I was like, oh, effort and pleasure is feminine. And then time and pain is masculine, right?
Right.
And I go, the feminine does not respond to pain, because you keep adding pain to our life. We're just gonna shut down, or we're gonna get fucking pissed, like sacred rage. Anyone, that's what that is. And so, if there's anybody out there where it's like, oh no, well I have to struggle in this, I have to do this. It's like you don't have to. You do have a choice.
Yeah.
And I think one of the most powerful things about feminine leadership and how we can choose to lead ourselves in our lives, and I always say like the feminine sets the standard, the masculine leads from it, is that adding more pain to your life and making it harder on yourself is not going to get you where you want to go.
Yeah, and I also want to say we're not coming from like a privileged space of like, oh, just choose.
No,
it's coming from the place of like, you get to honor, like what I'm saying is like, don't bypass that.
No, absolutely
like,
not.
oh, this sucks, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to choose. This is the thing. We're not saying like choose something that's more pleasurable and ignore something that's not.
No.
It's about making something that inherently isn't the best, but choosing to see it, a new perspective of how you can turn it on. So like doing the dishes and you're like, oh, this fucking sucks. It's like, okay, how can I make this sensual? How can I make it sexy? Or like if it's about money and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to make enough money this month, it can be like, okay, what are ways that I can create money in my life and own that I can create it? Because especially now, I mean, you can literally make money on your phone so quickly. Uber Eats, Rover, and it might not be what your ego wants, might not be what you want, but there are ways. And I will humbly say, I have done so many second jobs on the path of BPE, like stuff that you don't see because that's just like, what am I going to talk about? But I've had to get second jobs on this path.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like given. It was something that I had to choose. Like, okay, I'm doing this thing. I know it's going to be a hit. I'm not there right now. I need to find a way to like make myself feel safe. That's so that the masculine within me, the feminine, can feel supported by my own masculine, and do things that might not feel good, but you're like doing it out of service, knowing that it will make you feel good. Yeah. If that makes sense.
No, that's 1000%. You have to have a little bit of stability inside of your nervous system.
Yeah.
To be able to open and to flow and to beat. So yes, I 1000% agree with that.
Yeah.
I love this. I love that in this entire series, we're talking about leading without apology and owning yourself and getting away from censorship and just knowing that it doesn't have power over you, and embracing your own power through embodiment.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to end there. Is there any last words or any message you would want someone to have?
Yeah. At the end of the day, if you're a woman or a woman like have a pussy, we have been taught to be afraid of the most powerful part of ourselves. And the more I go into this line of work and the more BPE leads me in ways that it honestly just gets humorous. Like, of course, that is where our power is held. Of course, we have been taught to suppress and shame and be afraid of our own power through our sensuality. And so if that's something that you feel or like you don't really resonate, you're like, oh, I don't need it, I seduce you to lean more into your own pleasure and your own self. And like I said, I have a freebie where you can learn a 10-minute sensual movement practice that I tell people to do every day. And you get a Spotify playlist. There's already 210, I looked this morning, Ooh. 210 people saved it. And so it is a thing that I do every single day. And I get DMs all the time of how it's changed people's lives just by having a tool for them to connect and like, not just understand, but actually embody what we're talking about. And so if you're looking for, into it, don't know where to go, I would say that's the first step. And I also have an online platform called BP On Demand where you can take all the classes that Taylor mentioned that she's been to. I made an online series for you, and it's like a really sexy Netflix streaming kind of thing that you can take at home, and you can wear lingerie or not wear anything at all and do the classes in your room. And they're all like 20 minutes, and they just teach you new ways to see and witness yourself and your sensuality. It's not a dance class, it's literally an embodiment practice that guides you into movements and positions that maybe you wouldn't have innately done before. But the body's language is movement. And so BP kind of teaches your body how to speak, turn on, and pleasure and sensuality. So we'll put that all in the links.
I love that. And if possible, go follow her because she's probably shadow banned.
Yeah,
you can't find her.
We'll do it.
I'm going to have the links all in the descriptions of every single one of these. But also sometimes when she travels, she does like pop-up BPE classes, which is so cool. So in her stories and everything, she'll have like, hey, anyone in Detroit, and then probably like throw together a class. So don't be afraid to be like, are you coming to London?
Yeah, tell me where you want me to come.
Yes.
We can take that 2 ways, bitch. Okay.
Okay, amazing. We will have all that for you. Until next time, bye. Thank you so much for listening to this Wildly Satisfied production. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we would love it if you would share it with someone that you love, leave a review, or come tag us on social media at Wildly Satisfied.